So unfortunately, right now I can't even show you guys like a lot of the interface because match day ended and I didn't get the chance to go in and record everything. Hi guys, this is Tin. Currently 4th-year medical student. Finished up my last year. Matched into my preferred specialty, family medicine. So this video today, we're going to talk about what I use to help me make a list of programs that I matched into. And pretty much a review of the Match a Resident website and tool that I use. Just kind of give you guys, the interface of it and what I went through, how I make a rank list. Not the rank list, but the list for applying and how I keep track of them. And I think, right off the bat, I think Match a Resident is great for IMGs. And just, let you guys know I'm not affiliated with Match a Resident at all. They didn't contact me, didn't pay me anything for me to promote the products and anything. So this is just my honest, unbiased review of Match a Resident. So it's paid. So I think it's about $100 for just one specialty, and you can pay about, I think, $200 or $300 to get access to all 18 specialties. And then you can pay a little bit extra, I think extra $50 for you to have access to the program, to the database for after the match. So during soap week, some people might want to pay extra for that just in case they need soap and they have access to all the programs at the tip of their hand. I didn't do that. And so in general, there are two free resources that medical students use. It's the FREIDA and Residency Explorere. And I found myself, I didn't like FREIDA as much as Residency Explorere. I was spending a lot of time on Residency Explorere initially. I like it better just because it lists the number of students from each school, the demographics, the pay scale, the number of applications, previous years, and the interviews are sent out. I felt like FREIDA didn't have all that information. So I honestly didn't feel like FREIDA had anything over Residency Explorer, so I'm not sure why people use that more. Maybe I just need to spend more time with it. I'm sure there's probably some other stuff that plus pros that FREIDA has over Residency Explorer that I didn't really, just like, to be honest, I really didn't spend that much time on FREIDA. I just went on each website and I looked at Residency Explorer and I just thought it was like a way better database and interface, so I went with that. So I would compare Match a Resident to Residency Explorer, but Match a Resident is geared towards IMGs, so international medical graduates like me. So Match a Resident will compile a list of programs for you, similar to Residency Explorer, but based on so after you input your stats and if they have a history of taking IMGs or not, if they have like a cutoff for step 1 or something, then the Match a Resident will automatically they don't even list the program for you to look at. So, and then if the program doesn't take any IMGs historically, then again they don't even show up in the program list that you have listed. Yeah, so Residency Explorer will just let you put in your stat, let you compare you to like the other applicants, and how you compare, like you're on the 25th percentile or 50th. But Match a Resident will actually take it a step further and weed you out if you don't match it. Secondly, supposedly their workers, the staff on the site or with the Match a Resident, their workers will actually get in touch with the program director or coordinator for you and update the program's info. Like such as step 1 and step 2 cutoffs, like visa sponsoring status. And these are some data that's important to know and it's relevant to know for IMGs especially. I know that a lot of IMGs will actually contact the program that personally and directly and kind of, ask about it. Because sometimes the programs can change from previous year and they now have, they sponsor visa this year, or vice versa, where previous year they were sponsoring people and now they're not sponsoring people anymore. And the step 1 and step 2 cutoffs can also changes amongst program. So, when you're trying to apply for residency, these are the things you gotta look at to maximize your chances and kind of save you money. If the program doesn't sponsor visa and you need to sponsor, then you probably shouldn't apply there. And a lot of the time, you know, the information can be found on their websites, the residency program websites, but a lot of time might not be updated either. So people always, from what I was reading in forums and stuff, a lot of IMGs personally call programs or email them, contact them directly, and that can be a very time-consuming process, waiting for them to respond or waiting on the line, calling. But Match Resident supposedly, you know, I can't confirm this, but on the site, you know, it actually say when did they last contact them. You know, when did Match Resident staff member contact program directors, coordinators? From what I saw, it was pretty recent. Like, I think what I was looking at in like September, and it was like they, you know, someone contact in like July or like August. But again, we kind of don't have any way to confirm this. Maybe they just kind of put it there that they contacted, but they just kind of look at the website and then just threw it in there. So again, I have no way of confirming. And then Match Resident also have a section for interview experiences where previous interviewees tell you about the interview process at that specific program and how it went. And for some programs, I found this kind of helpful, kind of have a glimpse of everything. But I thought that I was also using the Reddit Excel spreadsheet. So there was just a lot more people contributing to the Excel sheet on the Reddit Excel sheet. So I felt like this section wasn't that important. So it wasn't like really pros or cons, kind of neutral. It was kind of helpful to kind of read through the experiences, but other than that, not really. So the interface, I think the interface done pretty well. You pick a specialty. It's about $60. I think I paid $60, but I think it's $100 without any coupons. But you can probably find some coupons. I literally just Google the coupons, so you can probably do that. And I think I paid probably I think 60, but now that I think about it, maybe like $70, $75 for just the one specialist family medicine I want. So you're gonna be dual applying. You're gonna have to pay extra for like internal medicine or general surgery or something. Pros on Match Resident, I would have to say, is that it helped weed out a program that won't take you, so you don't have to spend time unnecessarily. Because I was doing this initially. My school actually sent out a list of school that previously takes SGU students. I think it was a pretty comprehensive list, but there was always a fear of missing out. You know, like maybe new programs that pops up, or you know, programs that kind of like died off, and then I found myself initially I was literally Googling each of these programs on the spreadsheet that the school gave us. It was very time consuming. You gotta search up each program, read through their requirements, read through like what it's about. I was spending way too much time doing this stuff, so I gave up after about like the first week. I was probably into like 10-15 programs at that time. I was just like, it's taking way too long. I was still studying, doing my own so it's on like rotation still. Essentially, with Match Resident, they would give you a list of programs that's gonna like not guarantee to take you, but at least you have a chance at. Because I think initially when I put in the numbers on Residency Explorer, there was like a total number of like, let's say for California, there was like total number of 75 programs. And then when I put my stat into Match Resident and I just sorted by California program, I think they cut down the number down to like 40, 50 programs. So that's just based on, you know, step cutoff score, previous IMGs, history or not. So very helpful. They also give you, Match Resident also give you a specific number rating to help you rank these programs and make a decision. It goes from 100, I don't know how low it goes to, but the lowest on my list is around like 60. And a lot of these were California programs, in the, you know, in the low 60, low 70s that don't take a lot of IMG programs. So it's easy to make a list of programs that you're interested in and you will interview at. So you have these options where you can go through and you can mark it as applying and then mark it as interviewing at or not. So it's helpful. So contact the pro, and so another pros would be that they contact the program ahead of time for you to keep the information updated. They have like a list of interviewee experiences that you can kind of skim through. And they also, one really cool thing, they also list how many others that's similar to your stat and like status, like IMG status, that have been interviewed there. So you see like, oh, this program previously interviewed like one person like me. That's probably a low chance. Maybe that person was just very stellar or have like some kind of connection that got in, or that got an interview there. But if you see the program interview like maybe like 15 people like me in the past, like, you know, high shot, you know. So that's also a nice thing that they did for you there. So cons, costs money, so it's not free like FREIDA or Residency Explorer. The interview experience are sometimes dated. I think I saw that some of them were probably like 4 or 5 years old, and sometimes none of them have anything, like non-existent. Yeah, you will have better time and luck on like the Reddit Excel sheets. And the match resident doesn't let you keep the list after matching, and they make you pay extra for soap, so that's kind of scummy. I mean, not scummy, I don't want to call them scums, but I don't know why I can't keep a list. You know, at least let me get back into it right now. So like, especially people who need the soap, they don't need that kind of stress in their lives. You know, you're trying to make extra money out of people who need the soap. Just make us pay a one-time fee and let us keep it for like a year or something. At least 6 months. No, 6 months would be too little. Probably like a year. You know, it's not like we're applying. We might be applying again next year, but hopefully not. Okay, at least 10 months. So my personal experience, I applied to about 242 programs total. Tons of money. I probably could have applied to less, but I decided to apply for all the California programs, even though a lot of them weren't on. I mean, some of them were not on residency, on the match resident thing, and a lot of them ranked pretty low, like 60s, 70s, 80s on the match resident thing for me. So it doesn't match me that well. But so the whole total program in California was probably like 70-ish total, which I applied for all of them. I probably could have cut that number down to half, based on and just apply to the match resident one that kind of appear. But I decided to apply to all of them, so a little bit more programs than I would have. It was tons of money. I had about 23 interviews, and I attended about 21, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, I cannot compare their stats and ratings on Match Resident because at this point I cannot access my list without paying. But I was happy with the number of interviews. I get 5 from my home state, California, and some from my aways rotation, some from previous regional ties, and some from the Southern Midwest region, which are like newer programs. So I'm really mad that I can't actually like go through and look at, like, let's say the program was rated 100 for me on Match Resident, and see if I got, how many of those 100 did I get an interview offer from. So I do apologize to you guys for that. That's kind of my fault. I should have made this video earlier, or at least recorded that section a little bit earlier so I know. But I was just so excited about matching, so. And I mean, fearful, nervous, and then excited, and then happy. In that order. So for me, I think it was worth the, you know, $70, $75, $100 to have the peace of mind that I didn't miss out on anything. Just using the schools list that they gave me, and have all the information at my fingertips on the website. I can access it anywhere I want, make changes anytime I want. They have like the website, like the residency websites on the Match Resident, you know, page itself, so you can just access the residency web page right from the Match Resident page. So that's also very nice. So I literally just went through and added a lot of my backup program with just programs that were listed as 100. You know, rating for me, like, so just the highest. So you want to go through those and, you know, apply to a bunch of those as backup program at least, because, you know, I was scared of not matching. I think a lot of people would be too, and I think it's helped that, because there's a bunch of program that shows up that wasn't on my school's list, and also probably you would never think of applying to a lot of these places, but having this database just, and you know, you yourself having to go off and do your own research and like look up new programs or find some obscure programs that I don't even know how, if you can find it, you know. So I think it's nice to have all this information at your fingertips. So conclusions: make sure you search up a coupon before buying the subscription to Match Resident, and they usually float around the internet. I feel like they don't really change much. They just sent me an email for March. I probably, by the time this video come out, you guys probably, that coupon might not be valid anymore. But yeah, just Google your coupon. Let's see how it comes out. You don't need Match Resident to, you know, match successfully. But for me, I personally think it makes your application process much easier and more streamlined and more efficient. I I didn't spend that much time on making my application list. Like honestly, it's probably like a few hours max, just going through all the programs and then throwing in the backups in. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I will try my best to answer them. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, and ask me a question on Instagram or Facebook. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you found any of this helpful, and share this video to your friends if you want. And until next time, it's your boy Tin. Thanks for watching.